Hey guys, another 3 a.m. video recording. Sorry, I'm a little sick, so if I sound a little weird, I apologize. But I just wanted to talk about Han's solo lane, and I actually think I was mostly playing him in the jungle, so I never got to experience the solo lane. I'm still messing with builds or what's the most ideal. But out of all the three warriors that I played Fengmao, Grux, and Han in Overprime so far. I'm gonna try to put out a Grux and Fengmao video for dedicated. I'm more of a warrior player as well than anything else. I know I put out a Sparrow video. I'm probably going to put out the Murdoch video. I had some good recordings of Murdoch, but I think I deleted those. I'll probably just record some more because it's pretty easy to run over people since no one really knows how to play the game. At the moment, at the very least. Everyone's still figuring everything out. Um, but I'll put that out. I probably won't put a Revenant video out or whatever his name is, Shade. I'm not really a fan of his kit. I know people thought he was the best. I actually think he's the worst carry. He's really unfun to play. You can kind of pub stomp in casuals, but like if you're fighting an actual team who knows what they're doing, it's really easy to isolate and kill him despite him having his Dimension ultimate. And it's very hard to pick out targets unless they're underfarmed. Even a support, if who's building properly, can just survive in his ultimate. So it's really hard to kind of like work around everything. But I'll probably put out a couple more videos of the other carries, except for Shade. If I can get one out, that's good. I'll probably throw that in there. But, I have a bunch of Twin Blasts I'm probably going to throw up there. He's probably my second favorite carry. He used to be my main. But Sparrow, that video that I put out already, was probably the best game I've had as a carry in general. It was just an absolute slaughter. Her damage is just insane. Her poke is insane. She absolutely does the most damage out of all the carries and just per tap. And you only have to hit one button. You don't have to use her arrow rain. You don't have to use her ultimate. Unless there's more than one person, don't use her ult. You don't have to use her arrow rain unless you want them to be slowed. And even then, don't do it mid-combo, because really all you have to do is press one button, which is just your E, and then you just straight up fire. And then use your right click for poke if you're far away enough, but don't do it, point blank. You literally don't have to use any other ability except your E. Sorry about the ramble. Like, it had nothing to do with the video. I just wanted to point that out. Like, for per carry, what I wanted to put out and who I like the best out of those three. So I'll put out a Kara video. I put out a phase video for support. I'll probably put out a Muriel support video. I definitely want to do Narbash now that he's out. It's amazing they added another character to the roster. To me, that's absolutely insane. This is a beta, and I know they have all the assets and stuff available. Tomorrow they can add like Aurora because they've teased her before, or they can add Faye because they also have teased her. I think those are the only two I've seen that have been teased, aside from and Crunch. Crunch as well has also been teased. I haven't seen Narbash teased at all, so it was a surprise seeing Narbash coming in. I'm glad they decided to throw in another support, though. I honestly think they should have had 4 supports for the beta. They only have... Well, they technically do have 4. I count FaZe as support. I don't really count her as a mid laner. So I would have been much better off if they kept her in the support role and had those 4 specifically. Narbash being a great one because he's a healer. People love healing. FaZe losing her link to allies, but her kit is really fine for support. She has a pull, she has a blind, she does a lot of damage. She's absolutely just insane. And then you have Muriel and now Narbash. Or Muriel and Steel, I guess. But Steel used to be like a warrior support, so he's a little weird. But he's through and through a support, so yeah, I do like him as a support too. But anyways, about Kwang, or Han, in the solo lane specifically, which is what this video is showcasing, I think he's the best. I honestly think out of the 3 warriors in the game right now, and honestly out of every jungler you could have, I think he's not only the best jungler, but I do think he's also the best warrior. I fought Rampages, which I think would be another contester. I fought Gruxes, which was not even close. I fought Fangmaos, which weren't even close. Like, he just does everything they want to do, but better. He has insane poke. He does insane damage. You just build him literally attack speed and power. That's literally it. Like, for the first 2 items, just grab 2 attack speed items. You'll be stomping the competition in the first place, so just build the 2 attack speed items, then build defense. I think in this video I build 1 attack speed, then I go right into magic defense. I recommend just going 2 attack speed items. It's going to take a while to get those items online. So try to stomp the early game out as much as possible. Just literally go 2 attack speed items. I recommend the 130 attack speed item, and then maybe the cleave item that I build first. I still don't know, like I said, the exact items I'd put on it. This is just kind of speculation, but this is what's working for me, so I'm just doing it for now. I'm still testing everything, but I do think he needs a lot of attack speed early, and then you just go into strict defense if you want to be that soul lane front tank line. And then, of course, the set tank items are pretty set in stone. You can't really, mix and match unless you're playing support. You really can't change out tank items that you need, which is the crit reduction, the basic attack reduction, the magic skill damage reduction, and I forget the last item that has magic. There's a specific one you're supposed to build. I didn't get there, obviously, but there's like a couple of different ones you're supposed to build, but the magic skill damage one is the most important one. Then you have to build one more. So build 4 defense, 2 2 damage for soul lane. Personally, that's what I think right now. I don't think you need to go full tank, or I don't think you need to go like 3 damage or 4 damage and 2 tank items. I definitely think you need 4 tank items, 2 of each affinity, depending on their team comp. Obviously, physical, magical, which one's which. Usually they'll have someone building crit, so just build anti-crit. If they're not, if you know they're not going to build crit, or they don't have a carry, or anyone who could build crit, yeah, then you don't have to worry about it. But most of the time, you'll have to build anti-crit. But yeah, like I said, he just does everything. You can see in this video, a lot of things that I'm basically playing him like, just really fast, and I think that's like what people struggle with the most, is just kind of like his placement. His sword range is really small in comparison, and I think it should be really small because he is a front line, so he's supposed to be in the front. His poke is already insane in comparison to every other warrior, which people again are undervaluing. Like I said, I've been playing him mostly in the jungle, so you don't really get to see it. But in the solo lane, you literally can just throw your sword at your enemy for the first 3-4 levels and just do so much damage to them without stepping anywhere near them, and then go up to clear the wave, and then wait for your ability to come back. Go up to clear the wave, and they'll be taking a lot of damage regardless. Like as I'm fighting this Shinbi, after the whole team fiasco in mid or in left lane that we had to deal with. I go to fight a Shinbi, and she just constantly steps up. Obviously, I think she's misplaying. I think she's not playing correctly. But even if she was, it's really hard for her to counter me, because every time she steps in, she either has to force her, use her dash to dodge my abilities, which is, could be a problem, because I don't need her rooted to, do damage to her. She doesn't want to get close to me because I can just outtrade her, despite her insane healing. Obviously, late game, she'll be more of an issue. I don't really get to test a lot of the times how I'll perform against a Shinbi or something late game as Kwang solo. Or Han Solo. Han Solo, I love that. That's going to be the thumbnail, 110%. But yeah, like I never really get to test the ability of him versus everyone else in the super late game in solo, because the game usually ends, unfortunately. But in the jungle, I hyper carry, and you get to hyper build a lot faster, especially because you're stealing a lot of farm from the enemy as well as other places. And you don't have as much control over the game, as usual, unless your support is hard carrying you, because they can shut you down regardless of where you are in the jungle. But when you're in solo lane, they try to ignore you as much as possible. No one just rotate. Everyone doesn't rotate, despite there being portals. All 5 of them usually don't rotate over to solo lane, but if you're in the jungle, you are forced to go and gank them and interact with them. So in solo lane, I'm just farming by myself, and then I'll rotate, and then I'll come back. But they never will really encounter me, that much, unless I force it. You'll get the occasional gank or 2 from the jungler, but usually, especially depending on who it is, which everyone being in love with Kalari, it's pretty easy to 2v1. As you see that I kind of do. They kind of split up, but yeah, I was able to take on both of them despite, I should be at a disadvantage. But again, like I said, Han's really strong. He doesn't really struggle that much against these people. He gets a shield every time he presses his right click, which is his main damage ability, aside from his just autos. And then everything else is just kind of like, you have poke damage, so you throw your sword for the poke, and then you press the right click if you hit it, or if you land it, make sure they're tethered. You can literally just see the lightning, you'll see a tether of lightning to them. You can tell, and then they'll probably be trying to walk away, and they'll be struggling. Instantly hit your right click, and then the second you do that, just pull your sword out so it goes on cooldown. Don't leave it there, and don't wait and like analyze anything. Literally, the second you press your right click, just pull your sword out. Even if you don't hit it, there's no reason. Don't hit your right click if you don't hit it, and then just pull your sword out. There's no reason your sword should stay in the ground unless you're planning something, but most of the time, 98% of the time, you don't need your sword in the ground, because you're not going to teleport to it unless warranted. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a little Han ramble about how to play him and what I would do on him. Like I said, building is a little different. I'm still experimenting with the builds. You can follow the build that I'm doing in the video, but I would recommend 2 attack speed items first, then 4 defensive items later, depending on what you're fighting. But yeah, nothing really too complicated. I just really think he's amazing right now. I don't think he's going to get a nerf because people don't really realize how strong he is. Maybe people will start figuring him out and how to build him and then everyone might be on him, and then he'll get a nerf. The nerfs kind of like puzzled me. Patch notes came out for the beta, and on I think it was like yesterday or earlier today, whatever they came out, and then Narbash was released, and then they also just did a couple of tweaks. But yeah, like I said, this video was just about how to play Han. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, give him a try. He's really fun, and I think he's the best. If you guys just build him physical, like I said, he's not a magical damage dealer. Do not build him magic, build him physical, attack speed. You guys might have a really good time. And just play him kind of like how I'm doing it. It's pretty simple, like I said, just poke damage, ult, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, this is Han Solo. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully tomorrow. Peace out, guys.
Can't stop me.
Enemy has been slain. An enemy tower is under attack. An enemy tower is under attack. Enemy tower destroyed. Enemy tower destroyed. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An
Grabbing
enemy
some
tower is
supplies.
under attack.
There's a storm brewing. Walk of the heavens.
Attack!
I'm going back.
An enemy has been slain.
The heavens stop them. I tried to make it.
Enemy has been slain. Enemy tower is under attack. An enemy has been slain.
Stop me.
Ready with enemy has been slain. An enemy tower is under attack. Enemy tower is under attack. Tower destroyed.
I feel the heavens' fury.
been slain.
Light of the heavens, split the sky!
Go, go, go! Been slain. An allied tower is under attack.
I love strange. There's a storm brewing.
Been slain.
Right there!
Been slain. Been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Gotta take five.
Enemy inhibitors under siege.
I can unleash the heavens' fury!
Been slain. The enemy core is under attack. An enemy inhibitor is under siege. An ally has been slain. The enemy core is under attack.
I will only rest a moment.
Enemy has been. The enemy core is under attack. Double kill. The enemy core is under attack.